The first thing I heard was the siren. Not outside, not distant. Close enough that it felt like it was inside my ribs, vibrating through my bones. I was standing in my own living room, barefoot on the cold floor, holding a dish towel like it was some kind of shield. And my son was looking past me. Not at me. Past me. Like I was furniture. The front door was already open. I didn't even remember opening it. Maybe Lauren did. Maybe Brandon did. I just remember the rush of air and the sound of boots coming up the steps. And then two paramedics in navy jackets, a police officer behind them, all of them moving with that calm, practiced urgency that says, "We've done this 100 times." Lauren was the one talking. "She's been, not herself," she said, voice soft and steady. "Confused. Agitated. She said people were trying to take her money. She's been yelling and crying and, honestly, I'm scared she might hurt herself." I turned my head so fast it made my neck ache. "I never said that," I said. My voice came out thin. Older. Like my throat had shrunk. Lauren didn't look at me. She looked at the paramedic with the clipboard, like I wasn't even part of the conversation. The paramedic nodded like he'd already decided. "Ma'am," he said to me, "we just want to make sure you're safe." Safe. That word can sound nice if you're a child and someone's tucking you into bed. It doesn't sound nice when you're 59 and it's being used to take your life apart. I looked at Brandon then. My son. 36 years old. Taller than me by a good half-foot. Broad shoulders. Same brown eyes as mine. The boy I raised into a man. He was standing near the hallway, hands shoved deep in his pockets, jaw tight. He wasn't angry. Not at Lauren. Not at the strangers in my house. He was angry at me. Like I'd embarrassed him. "Brandon," I said, low and firm. Tell them this isn't true." His eyes flicked up for half a second. Just long enough to let me see something in them, something like guilt. Or maybe fear. Then they dropped again. "Mom," he said, like he was trying to calm a toddler, "just go with them. Let them check you out. This doesn't have to be a big thing." That sentence did something to me. It didn't make me cry. It didn't make me scream. It made me cold. Because I understood, right there, that nobody was here for the truth. They were here for a story. And Lauren had already written it. The officer stepped forward. "Ma'am, did someone call 911 because they were worried about you?" I swallowed. My mouth was dry. "I didn't call," I said. "I'm fine. I'm in my own house." Lauren finally turned toward me, and for the first time that night, her eyes met mine. They weren't angry. They weren't even smug. They were clinical. Like she was watching to see what I'd do next. "Ms. Carter," she said. Not Denise. Not Mom. Ms. Carter. That's when it hit me. How careful she was being. How controlled. The kind of controlled you get when you've already planned out what you're going to say. The paramedic asked me a few questions. My name. The date. Where I was. I answered all of them. I answered too fast, like a student trying to prove she studied. He wrote something down anyway. Then he asked, "Do you feel like anyone is trying to harm you?" I stared at him. "No." "Do you feel like you might harm yourself?" "No." Lauren spoke again, gentle as a therapist. "She's been saying she doesn't trust us. She keeps talking about her bank account and paperwork and, she's been under a lot of stress." A lot of stress. Like stress just happens to you like rain. Not like someone pours it over your head. I took a breath and tried to keep my voice steady. "I came home today," I said, "and I told my son I'm not working anymore. That's all." The paramedic paused, pen hovering. "Not working where?" I hesitated, because the truth always sounds smaller than the story people want to believe. "For a family I worked with," I said. "I was a house manager. Caregiver sometimes. The woman I worked for, she passed away." Brandon flinched at the word "passed away," like it was inconvenient. Lauren sighed like I was proving her point. See, she's taking it hard. I looked at Brandon again. I'm taking it hard, I repeated. Your wife just called 911 on me. He opened his mouth, then closed it, like he was choosing his words carefully. Mom, you've been intense today, he said. And we're under pressure. Lauren's mom has been asking questions. We just need things to settle down. There it was. Not concern. Not love. Optics. Pressure. Questions. The paramedics moved closer. One of them held out a hand, polite. Ma'am, can you come with us? Just for an evaluation. It'll be quick. Quick. Another word that sounds harmless until it's being used to slide you into a system you don't control. I wanted to say no. I wanted to plant my feet on my own floor and tell them all to get out of my house. But I've lived long enough to know something important. When people have decided you're unstable, your anger becomes proof. So I nodded. I nodded like a woman who's learned how to swallow fire. Lauren stepped back as they guided me out, like she didn't want to touch me. Brandon followed, still silent. As we passed the entryway mirror, I caught a glimpse of myself, hair pulled back, no makeup, wearing an old cardigan with the sleeves pushed up, hands shaking just a little. I looked like exactly what Lauren was selling, an older woman losing control. Outside, the night air hit my face, sharp and cold. I could see the neighbors' porch lights flicking on one by one, curtains shifting, people watching. In our neighborhood, folks don't yell. They don't make scenes. They judge quietly from behind glass. They strapped me onto a stretcher like I was fragile, like I was dangerous, like I wasn't a person with a mortgage and a life and a right to be left alone. I turned my head toward Brandon, because part of me still believed he might come to his senses. Baby, I said, because I still called him that, even though he hated it. Don't let them do this. His face tightened. You're being dramatic, he muttered. Just cooperate. Please. Lauren stood behind him, arms folded, looking tired in a way that felt performed. Dr. Marianne wasn't there, but I could practically hear her voice in Lauren's calm sentences. That woman had a way of turning cruelty into something that sounded like good advice. They loaded me into the ambulance. The doors closed with a heavy final sound that made my stomach drop. Inside, it smelled like disinfectant and plastic. The paramedic asked me to rate my anxiety on a scale of 1 to 10. I almost laughed. Anxiety is a luxury word. What I felt was something older than anxiety. Something like being erased. At the hospital, everything was bright and loud and slow. The waiting room TV played some late-night talk show. A young couple argued quietly near the vending machines. A nurse called my name, Carter, like I was a file. They put me in a small room with a thin curtain and a chair that felt designed for punishment. A doctor came in, younger than my son, and asked me questions with a practiced smile. Do you know why you're here, Ms. Carter? Yes, I said. Because my daughter-in-law called 911 and said I wasn't stable. The doctor nodded like that was normal. Have you been sleeping? Yes. Eating? Yes. Any thoughts of harming yourself? No. Any thoughts of harming someone else? I stared at him. No. I'm angry, not criminal. He wrote something down again. And that's when I understood the second hard truth of getting older. The system doesn't need you to be guilty. It just needs you to be possible. Possible risk. Possible instability. Possible problem. After what felt like hours, a nurse returned with a clipboard. We're going to observe you for a bit, she said. Just to be safe. I held on to the edge of the chair. How long? She shrugged, like time belonged to her now. Depends. I wanted to call someone. But who? My sister lived states away. Most of my friends were work friends from a life I'd just stepped away from. Brandon was the only family nearby, and he was the one who let this happen. I sat there under that hospital light, listening to my own breathing, trying not to cry. Not because I was ashamed, but because I knew crying would be written down somewhere. I stared at the thin curtain and thought about how the night started. It started with a conversation I thought would be simple. Earlier that day, I'd walked into Brandon's house with my suitcase and a tired kind of hope. I'd rehearsed what I was going to say. My employer passed. I'm done. I'm coming home. I want to rest. I didn't expect confetti. I didn't expect praise. But I expected my son to look at me like a mother. Instead, he looked at me like a budget problem. How are we supposed to cover everything now? He'd snapped. You know the bills. You know Lauren's student loans. You know. And Lauren, sitting there with her legs crossed, had added, You can't just stop working, Denise. Not at your age. Not at your age. I didn't say it out loud then, but I heard what she meant. At your age, you don't get to make choices. You get managed. I was still sitting in that hospital chair when the curtain rustled and a familiar voice cut through the sterile air. Denise. I turned my head. It was Gloria Hayes, my neighbor. 72, short, silver hair, always in a puffer jacket like she was ready for any weather and any fight. She walked in like she belonged there. Behind her, the nurse looked annoyed. Ma'am, visiting hours. Gloria waved her off like she was swatting a fly. I'm not visiting. I'm making sure she isn't railroaded. Then she came closer and lowered her voice. Honey, she said, I saw what they did. My throat tightened. Gloria, She held up her phone. Her hand was steady. I've got the video, she said. What video? The doorbell camera. Your porch. She leaned in, eyes sharp. Lauren was out there with Brandon before the ambulance came. And she said something. Denise, she said it like she'd said it before. I stared at the phone like it was a live wire. Gloria tapped the screen once, then pressed play. And Lauren's voice filled the little hospital room, clear as day. Just tell them she's not in her right mind, Lauren said on the video. They'll keep her overnight. She'll calm down. And we can handle the paperwork. I felt my whole body go still. Because in that one sentence, everything changed. It wasn't a misunderstanding. It wasn't stress. It was a plan. And my son, my own son, was standing right next to her when she said it. Gloria looked at me softly. Denise, she said, this wasn't about your health. I couldn't speak. I couldn't even blink. All I could think was, paperwork. And for the first time that night, I wasn't afraid of being labeled unstable. I was afraid of what they were trying to do while I was trapped behind this curtain. Gloria didn't leave after she showed me the video. She stood there like a guard dog, small, gray-haired, stubborn as a nail, while I sat on that plastic chair trying to breathe like a normal person. I watched the clip again, not because I enjoyed it, but because my brain wouldn't accept it the first time. Lauren's voice was so clear. Calm. Planned. Just tell them she's not in her right mind. We can handle the paperwork. It wasn't the ambulance that haunted me anymore. It was that word. Paperwork. Because paperwork is what adults use to make things permanent. Paperwork is how you take something away without ever laying a hand on someone. Gloria leaned closer. You need that saved, she whispered. I'm saving it, I said, my fingers shaking as I hit the button to send it to myself. Email, text, cloud, everything. I sent it to my old work email too, even though I'd told myself I was done with that chapter of my life. In that moment, I didn't care. I just needed it somewhere Brandon and Lauren couldn't reach. The nurse came back with her clipboard. Looking annoyed, Gloria was still there. We're going to discharge you, she said, like she was doing me a favor. The doctor didn't find anything that requires inpatient care. Inpatient care. Like I was a package that had been checked for damage. I stood up slowly. My knees felt stiff. I'm not frail, but I'm not 25 either. And I could feel the weight of the last 12 hours in my body, like I'd been squeezed. When we walked out into the hallway, Gloria stayed close to me, her hand hovering near my elbow without touching. That alone nearly made me cry. Not because it was dramatic. Because I hadn't realized how alone I'd been until someone stood beside me. Outside, the sky was still dark. The parking lot lights made everything look pale and unreal. My phone had a couple missed calls from Brandon, one from Lauren, and a text that made my stomach turn. Brandon, you scared everyone. Please don't do that again. Like I'd planned my own humiliation for fun. Gloria snorted when I showed her. He's protecting her, not you. I didn't answer. I didn't want to say out loud what I already knew. On the drive home, I kept one hand on my purse. Not because I thought Gloria would take it. God no, but because I felt like the world had shifted under my feet and I needed something solid. Even if it was just leather and a zipper. When we pulled up to the house, my porch light was on. I always turn it off when I leave. Always. I've been that way my whole life. Little habits that make you feel in control. So seeing it glowing like a beacon made my chest tighten. Did they come back here? I asked. Gloria parked and looked at the front steps. Maybe. Maybe not. But we're not going in blind. She got out first, like she expected someone to jump from behind a bush. And I hate to admit it, but I was grateful for that. Inside, everything looked normal at first. The couch cushions were in place. The framed photos on the wall were straight. The kitchen smelled faintly like lemon cleaner. My own cleaning, from yesterday. But then I saw it. My mail was on the counter in a neat stack. I never leave it in a neat stack. I toss it down. I sort it later. My stack is messy and sideways and real. This stack looked like someone wanted it to look untouched. I walked over and flipped through. Credit card offers. Grocery coupons. A flyer for a local church bake sale. And then, my throat tightened again. An envelope from the bank. Not opened. Not ripped. Just sitting there. Like a warning. Gloria watched my face. What is it? I don't know yet, I said, and I hated how small my voice sounded. Before I opened it, I did something I never thought I'd do in my own home. I walked room to room like I was checking a hotel room for missing towels. Bedroom. My jewelry box was closed, but it was turned slightly, like someone had picked it up and put it back without caring about the exact angle. Desk drawer, the folder where I keep important documents, birth certificate, old tax forms, was pushed back farther than usual. Bathroom cabinet. My prescription bottles were in a different order. Nothing was stolen. Nothing was broken. But something had been touched. And at my age, after the night I just had, that felt like a violation in a whole new way. It felt like someone had walked through my life with gloves on. Gloria didn't say, "I told you so." She just said, "We go to the bank first thing." I didn't sleep much. Not because I was scared of the dark. Because my mind kept replaying Brandon's face in that living room. The way he looked at the floor while strangers decided what to do with me. Somewhere around dawn, I made coffee I didn't taste and sat at my kitchen table with the bank envelope in front of me. I opened it carefully, like it might cut me. It was a general notice. Nothing dramatic. Just lines of polite, cold language about account access updates and authorized representatives. I read it twice, then a third time. Authorized representative. I set it down and stared at my hands. These hands had bathed my son when he had the flu. These hands had worked jobs that broke my back and still came home to cook dinner. These hands had signed every check that kept this house running. And now, according to some paper somewhere, my hands weren't enough. Someone else could sign for me. When the bank opened, Gloria drove me. She insisted. "You're not going alone," she said, like it was a rule. The bank lobby was warm and quiet, with the usual smell of air conditioning and carpet. A Christmas display was still up even though the holidays were long gone. Some sad little plastic pine tree in the corner with a faded bough. I walked up to the counter and asked to speak to someone about my accounts. My voice was steady. Too steady. The kind of steady you get when you're holding yourself together with invisible tape. The teller smiled politely, typed something, then her eyes flicked up. Her whole expression changed. Not fear, exactly. More like caution. "One moment, Ms. Carter," she said. She disappeared into the back, and I could feel it. That shift in air when you're no longer a customer, you're a situation. A manager came out, a man in his 40s with a tight tie and a practiced face. He shook my hand like we were equals. "Ms. Carter," he said. "I'm Daniel. Let's step into my office." Gloria followed us like she belonged there. Daniel looked like he wanted to object, then decided he didn't. Inside the office, Daniel sat, opened a file on his computer, and spoke carefully. "There's a durable power of attorney on record for your accounts," he said. I blinked once. "No, there isn't." Daniel didn't argue. He just nodded like I'd said something common. "It lists your son, Brandon Carter, as your agent," he continued. "It appears notarized. We received it recently." My stomach dropped, slow and heavy. "I never signed that," I said. My voice cracked a little, and I hated that it did. Daniel's face stayed neutral. "I understand. That's why we flagged the account for review." "Flagged," I repeated. He clicked the mouse. "There have been inquiries, changes, requests for information. Nothing fully executed yet, but enough to raise concern." Gloria leaned forward. "So you believed them?" Daniel's eyes flicked to her, then back to me. "We don't believe anyone without verification, ma'am. But when documents are presented, we have procedures." Procedures. Again with the same kind of words. I could feel my heart beating in my throat. Not panic, rage trying to climb out. I thought of Lauren on the porch. "Handle the paperwork." I thought of Brandon's text. "Don't do that again." He hadn't been worried about my health. He'd been worried about me making noise. Daniel stood and said, "I'm going to bring in our fraud investigations specialist." A few minutes later, another man walked in. Different energy. Less corporate, more direct. He had a folder under his arm and eyes that looked like they'd seen too many people get hurt quietly. "Ms. Carter," he said, holding out his hand. "I'm Owen Price. I handle fraud and suspicious documents." He sat down, opened the folder, and looked at me like I was a person, not a file. "First thing," Owen said, voice low. "You need to stay calm." I gave him a sharp look. "I am calm." He nodded like he expected that. "I'm not saying you're not. I'm saying the way this works is, people use emotion as evidence. If someone is trying to paint you as unstable, you cannot give them anything they can twist." Gloria muttered. "That's sick." "It is," Owen said simply. "But it happens. More than you think." I sat back, forcing myself to breathe through my nose like I used to teach Brandon when he was little and got worked up. Owen slid a copy of the POA across the desk. I didn't touch it right away. I stared at it like it was a snake. Then I picked it up and looked at the signature line. It had my name on it. It wasn't my signature. It was close enough to fool someone who wanted to be fooled. But I've signed my name 1,000,000 times. I know the shape of my own hand. "That's not mine," I said. Owen nodded. "I believe you. And the bank is treating this as suspicious. But we need you to understand something, Ms. Carter." He paused, then said it straight. "Whoever submitted this isn't testing your bank account. They're testing your control." I swallowed. "What do you mean?" Owen leaned forward. "A POA is a key. If they can get it accepted, they can unlock more than your checking account. They can request statements. They can open lines of credit. They can speak for you." Gloria's eyes widened. "They can take her house." Daniel stiffened slightly, like he didn't like the word house being said out loud. Owen didn't deny it. He just looked at me, steady. "I've seen adult children do this," he said. sometimes with spouses, sometimes with outside influence. They start by creating a paper narrative. She's confused, she's emotional, she's not well. Then they present documents. Then they move fast while the person is still stunned. My skin went cold all over again. Because that's exactly what Lauren had said. Keep her overnight. Handle the paperwork. I thought about the neat stack of mail. The moved documents. The flipped pill bottles. I realized with a sick clarity that the ambulance wasn't the main event. It was the distraction. I set the POA down gently, like it might explode. What do I do? I asked Owen. Owen looked at Daniel, then back to me. You get an elder law attorney, he said. Today. Someone who understands undue influence and guardianship abuse. And you document everything. Every call. Every text. Every visit. Guardianship. That word landed heavy. Like a door being locked. I stood up slowly, my legs feeling strange beneath me. Not weak. Just unreal. As we walked out of the office, I glanced at the bank lobby. People were standing in line, chatting quietly, checking their phones. Normal life. And I felt like I was watching it from underwater. In the parking lot, Gloria grabbed my arm. Firm, warm. Denise, she said, this isn't just about money. They're trying to take your voice. I nodded, because my throat was too tight to speak. Then my phone buzzed. A text from Brandon. Brandon. The bank called me. Why are you making this difficult? We're trying to help you. I stared at the screen until my eyes burned. Because it wasn't the message that scared me. It was the fact that he already knew. They were moving, talking, coordinating. And I still hadn't even figured out what paperwork they'd been planning to handle. When we got back to my house, the mailbox flag was up. I hadn't touched it. Gloria hadn't touched it. I walked to the box with my heart pounding in a slow, ugly rhythm. Inside was a thick envelope with bold printing on the front. Mortgage company letterhead. I didn't open it yet. I just stood there in the cold air, holding it, hearing Owen's words in my head. A POA is a key. And finally, in the quiet of my own driveway, I understood what my son and his wife were really doing. They weren't trying to manage my life. They were trying to replace me. I stood in my driveway with that thick envelope in my hands like it weighed 50 pounds. Mortgage company letterhead. My name printed clean across the front. Denise Carter. I've been opening mail my whole life. Bills, coupons, church flyers, medical statements that make your stomach drop even when you have insurance. But this one felt different. This one felt like a stranger had slipped their hand into my pocket. Gloria was beside me, her breath coming out in little white clouds. Don't open it out here, she said. Go inside. Sit down. That's what older people do when something bad happens. We sit down first. Not because we're weak, but because we've learned the body tells the truth before the mouth does. Inside, I put the envelope on my kitchen table. My coffee from earlier had gone cold. The house smelled like yesterday's cleaner and the faint sweetness of the hand lotion I use at night. Normal smells. Normal table. Nothing about my life felt normal. I took a photo of the front and back of the envelope before I opened it. Owen's voice was still in my head. Document everything. Don't give them anything they can twist. Then I slid a butter knife under the flap. My hands were steady. My heart wasn't. The letter was polite. That's the worst part of how these things come at you. They don't show up screaming. They show up with phrases like, "We are writing to confirm," and "as per your recent inquiry," and "for your convenience." It said there had been an inquiry about a home equity line of credit, a HELOC, tied to my property. It didn't say it was approved. It didn't say money had been pulled. It said they needed additional verification and that an authorized party had already contacted them. Authorized party. My throat tightened so hard I had to swallow twice. Gloria leaned over the table and read it quietly. She didn't gasp. She didn't dramatize it. She just exhaled through her nose like a person who'd seen enough life to know what comes next. That's what they were doing, she said. That's the paperwork. I stared at the letter. I didn't call them, I said, more to myself than to her. I didn't ask for anything. Gloria nodded. They did. I could feel the anger trying to rise, hot and sharp. But anger was a luxury right then. What I needed was clarity. I picked up my phone and called the number on the letter. Speakerphone. Gloria sat across from me like a witness in a courtroom. After a few minutes of hold music, some smooth jazz that felt insulting, an agent answered. Thank you for calling, this is Melissa, how can I help you? I took a breath. My name is Denise Carter, I said. I received a letter about a HELOC inquiry. I did not request that. There was a pause. Typing. Then Melissa's tone changed, just slightly. Less warm. I see the inquiry here, she said carefully. It looks like your authorized representative reached out on your behalf. No, I said. I don't have an authorized representative. Another pause. More typing. I'm seeing a power of attorney on file, she said. We're required to follow. I cut in, before my voice could shake. The POA is fraudulent. My bank has flagged it. I need to know what information was requested and who made the request. Melissa hesitated. Ma'am, I can't disclose details if you're not. Gloria leaned forward and spoke in that older woman tone that makes people straighten their backs. She is the homeowner, Gloria said. You can either transfer her to someone who can help, or she'll be calling your compliance department next. There was another long pause. Then Melissa said, One moment. The next person on the line introduced himself as a supervisor. His voice was smooth, practiced. He repeated the same phrases. Procedure. Policy. Verification. I listened, and I realized this wasn't just about my son being greedy. It was about how easy it is to steer a system when you know which paperwork to waive. I want a note on my account, I said. I want it documented that any request made by anyone other than me is not authorized and is under dispute. We can put a notation, he said. I want a freeze, I said. He hesitated. We can place additional verification steps. Do that, I said. And send me confirmation in writing. When I ended the call, my hands were cold. Gloria reached across the table and touched my fingers lightly. Not pity. Just steady. What now? She asked. I thought about Brandon's text. The bank called me. Why are you making this difficult? We're trying to help you. He hadn't said, what are you talking about? He hadn't said, that's not me. He'd said I was making it difficult. That told me everything. I called Owen back, because at that point he was the only person connected to a system who had spoken to me like I was human. He answered on the second ring. Ms. Carter. It's Denise, I said, and my voice cracked on the last word. Denise, he corrected gently. What happened? I told him about the mortgage letter. I kept it factual, like I was reporting weather. I read him exact phrases, authorized party, POA on file, verification needed. Owen was quiet for a moment. That's consistent, he said finally. They're probing. They want to see if lenders will accept the POA the same way the bank might. If one institution accepts it, they use that as credibility for the next. I closed my eyes. So they're shopping my life around like it's a product. Owen didn't argue. You need an attorney, he said. One who handles elder law. Especially if guardianship comes up. That word again. Guardianship. It made my stomach twist. I haven't heard that word from them, I said, though even as I spoke, I remembered Lauren in my living room, describing me to paramedics like I was a hazard. Owen's tone sharpened slightly. These cases follow patterns. A medical incident, a stability narrative, a POA, then property access. Guardianship is often the next step. I swallowed. I'm not confused, I said. I'm not forgetting my name. I'm not wandering into traffic. I believe you, he said. That's not the point. They only have to convince a judge there's concern. Concern is a wide door. After the call, I sat at my kitchen table for a long time without moving. The house was quiet. Too quiet. I could hear the refrigerator hum. I could hear a car pass outside. I kept thinking about the last 12 hours. The ambulance. The ER questions. Brandon's face turned away. I had raised a child. I had scraped and planned and worked and prayed. And now, because I was older, my own family was using the same thing everyone fears about aging as a weapon. The idea that you can't be trusted with your own mind. Gloria stood and started making tea like she'd been doing it in my kitchen forever. That's another thing older women do. We feed and warm each other while the world tries to freeze us out. While the kettle heated, she said, "Do you have any idea how they got into your house last night?" My spine tightened. I don't know, I admitted. But things were moved. Gloria nodded slowly. Do you have spare keys out there? I hesitated. I didn't want to say yes. But the truth is the truth. There's an extra key in the garage, I said quietly. In a magnet box. It's been there for years. Gloria's face didn't change, but her eyes hardened. Check it. We went to the garage. The air was colder out there. I pulled open the cabinet near the workbench and reached for the little black box. It wasn't there. For a second, I just stared at the empty spot like my brain had stopped working. Then I looked at Gloria. It's gone, I whispered. She didn't look surprised. That's how they got in. My chest filled with something thick and ugly. It wasn't fear exactly. It was violation. Like someone had read my diary and put it back neatly on the shelf. I walked back inside and checked the drawer where I keep my spare documents. Old notary papers from years ago, little envelopes with birth certificates and property forms. Everything was there, technically. But one folder, just one, had been turned the wrong way. I didn't even have to open it to know what they'd looked for. Anything with my signature. Anything with my name. Anything they could use to mimic my hand and justify their story. I sat down again. My knees felt weak now, and that made me angrier than anything. I didn't want my body betraying me the same day my son did. Gloria placed a cup of tea in front of me. You need to change your locks, she said. Yes, I agreed. And you need to tell the lawyer about the missing key, she added. Because that's intent. That's planning. Planning. The word hit me like a nail. Lauren's porch video. The ambulance. The POA. The Hellock inquiry. The missing key. The moved folders. The way Brandon already knew the bank had contacted him. This wasn't family stress. This was a coordinated effort to control me. My phone buzzed again. Another text from Brandon. Brandon, Lauren's mom wants us all to sit down and talk tonight. We need to be adults about this. 6 p.m. Her place. I read it twice. A sit down. At Dr. Marianne's place. On the same day a fake POA showed up and my house got targeted. I looked at Gloria. They want me at her mother's house tonight. Gloria's eyebrows lifted. Of course they do. My mouth went dry. I don't want to go. Gloria leaned closer, voice low. They're not inviting you to make peace, Denise. They're inviting you because they think you'll behave better in their territory. I stared at the text until the letters blurred. Part of me wanted to ignore it and lock my doors and disappear for a few days. But another part of me, older, sharper, knew something else. If they were calling a meeting, it meant they were ready to push the next step. And if I stayed silent, they'd push it without me. I set my phone down gently and took a slow breath. The tea was warm in my hands. My house felt smaller than it had ever felt. I'm going, I said quietly. Gloria held my gaze. Then we do it smart, she said. You don't go alone. I nodded once. And in my chest, under the fear and the anger, something else started to form. Something steady, something new. Not hope. Not yet. Just a clear understanding that whatever was coming next wasn't going to be a conversation. It was going to be a move. By 5:30, I had changed my clothes twice and still didn't feel like myself. Not because I wanted to look nice. I wasn't trying to impress anybody. But when you're my age, you learn that people judge you before you even open your mouth. And after a night in an ambulance, after a morning in a bank office, I could already feel the invisible label hovering over me like a bad smell. Unstable. So I put on plain black slacks, a soft sweater, and my winter coat. No jewelry except my watch. Hair pulled back. Nothing dramatic. Nothing that could be described as erratic. Gloria watched from my kitchen doorway, arms crossed. You look fine, she said. I'm not trying to look fine, I told her. I'm trying to look normal. Gloria's mouth tightened. That's the part that makes me angry. You shouldn't have to audition for your own adulthood. She insisted on driving me. I didn't fight her on it. My hands were still shaking just a little, and I didn't trust myself behind the wheel. I also didn't want Brandon to see my car in his mother-in-law's driveway and think I'd come alone. I wanted them to understand, quietly, that someone else was watching now. On the drive, Gloria didn't fill the air with pep talks. She just drove. Wipers moving slow across the windshield. Gray sky. Slushy roads. The kind of winter evening that makes everything feel tired. Dr. Marianne Whitmore lived about 15 minutes away in one of those neighborhoods where the lawns are always trimmed and nobody leaves kids' toys out overnight. Big brick house, double garage, warm lights in every window. The kind of place that says, we're respectable. Gloria pulled up, parked across the street, and turned the car off. You want me to come in with you? She asked. I swallowed. I wanted her to. God, I wanted her to. But something in me said no. This was my family mess, and if I walked in with my neighbor like a bodyguard, they'd use it to make me look paranoid. Stay close, I said. If I text you, you call me. Gloria nodded. You got it. I got out and stood on the sidewalk for a moment, staring at the house. My breath came out in a thin fog. I could hear faint laughter inside. Maybe TV, maybe music. Normal sounds. I rang the doorbell. My stomach twisted as I waited. Lauren opened the door. She was dressed nicely, hair done, makeup perfect. She looked like she'd had a calm day. Like she hadn't called an ambulance on me less than 24 hours ago. Denise, she said, voice smooth. Come in. I stepped inside. The house smelled like roasted chicken and something expensive. Candle, maybe. The entryway was spotless. Not a shoe out of place. Framed degrees on the wall. A big family photo of Lauren with her parents. All smiles, all teeth. Brandon came out of the living room. He didn't hug me. He didn't even ask if I was okay. Mom, he said, like a greeting and a warning at the same time. Brandon, I replied. Dr. Marianne appeared behind them, holding a wine glass like it was part of her hand. She smiled the way professors smile when they're about to correct you in front of the class. Denise, she said, I'm glad you came. Let's all sit down. We moved into the dining room. Everything looked staged. Fresh flowers. Cloth napkins folded just so. The table set like a magazine photo. I sat when they sat. I kept my posture straight. I kept my hands folded in my lap. I could feel my heartbeat in my ears, but my face stayed calm. Dr. Marianne took the head of the table, of course. Lauren sat beside her. Brandon sat across from me. It felt like a hearing, not dinner. Marianne didn't waste time on small talk. She didn't ask about my day. She didn't mention the hospital. She didn't apologize for anything. Instead, She started with a sigh that sounded almost sympathetic. "Denise," she said, "we need to talk about what happened last night." "What happened last night," I repeated, keeping my voice level, "is that Lauren called 911 and told them I wasn't stable." Lauren's lips pressed together. Brandon shifted in his chair. Marianne raised one hand, slow, like she was calming a classroom. "Let's not frame it in such a hostile way," Marianne said. Lauren was worried. The paramedics did what they felt was appropriate. "They did what they were told," I said quietly. Lauren's eyes flashed for half a second. Then she smoothed her face again. "Denise," Lauren said, "you were upset. You were talking about paperwork and money and you." "I was talking about my bank account because someone filed a power of attorney in my name," I cut in. That landed. Brandon's eyes darted to Lauren. Lauren's gaze flicked toward her mother. Marianne leaned back, acting curious. "A power of attorney?" "Yes," I said. "Fraudulent." Brandon cleared his throat. "Mom, nobody is trying to hurt you. But you're getting yourself worked up and it's not helping." There it was again. The same thing he said in the ambulance. Not a denial. Not surprise. Just, calm down. Lauren reached for her water glass, her hand steady. "We're trying to help you manage things," she said. "Manage," I repeated. "Or control." Marianne gave a soft, almost amused smile. "Denise, you're seeing enemies where there are none." I stared at her. "Is that what you call it when someone takes legal authority over your accounts without your consent?" Marianne didn't answer directly. She tilted her head slightly, like she was analyzing me. "You've been under a lot of stress," she said. "You lost your employer. You made a major decision suddenly. You've had heightened emotions." Heightened emotions. That phrase made my skin crawl. It was the kind of phrase that could be written in a report and sound reasonable. Lauren leaned in. "We just want to make sure you don't make choices you'll regret," she said. I looked at Brandon. "Do you want to make sure," I asked him, "or do you want access?" Brandon's face reddened. "That's not fair," he snapped. "You're acting like we're criminals." I didn't raise my voice. "Then explain the power of attorney." He hesitated. Just a beat. Too long. Lauren cut in, smooth as butter. "Let's not get stuck on technical details," she said. "This is about your well-being." There it was. The pivot. From facts to feelings. From paperwork to well-being. Because well-being is harder to prove. And easier to manipulate. Marianne set her wine glass down carefully, like she was about to deliver the conclusion. "Denise," she said, "you're approaching an age where support becomes necessary. That's not an insult. It's reality." I clenched my jaw. "I'm 59. I'm not 90. Marianne nodded as if I'd said something cute. "Of course. But capacity doesn't shift overnight. It declines subtly. Families who are proactive avoid crises." Lauren added, "We've been seeing signs for a while." I felt a cold line run down my spine. "What signs?" I asked. Brandon looked down at his hands. "You get intense," he said. "You take things personally. You don't listen." I almost laughed, but it came out as breath. "So your definition of unstable is?" "I disagree with you." Lauren's voice stayed gentle. "You're spiraling, Denise. We're trying to keep you safe." I leaned forward a little. "Lauren," I said. "Safe from what?" "From making my own choices." Marianne's expression tightened just a fraction. The mask slipped, then returned. "From being taken advantage of," Marianne said. "From being manipulated. From making impulsive financial decisions." I stared at her. "You mean like someone opening a line of credit on my house?" Brandon's head snapped up. "Nobody opened anything," he said too fast. "It was just an inquiry." My stomach dropped. I didn't tell him about the mortgage letter. I didn't tell him I'd called the lender. I didn't tell him the spare key was missing. And yet he knew. He knew. I felt my hands go numb in my lap. Gloria's voice popped into my mind. They're protecting her, not you. Marianne watched my face closely, like she was taking notes. Then she said it. Calm. Precise. Like she was offering a reasonable solution. We should consider a formal arrangement, she said. Something that protects everyone. Including you. I held her gaze. What kind of arrangement? Marianne didn't blink. Guardianship, she said. Or conservatorship. Different terms depending on jurisdiction. But the goal is the same, ensuring your affairs are managed responsibly. The air in the room changed. Lauren nodded as if Marianne had suggested switching to decaf. Brandon didn't look shocked. He looked relieved. Like he'd been waiting for someone else to say it first. I felt my mouth go dry. Guardianship. That wasn't help. That was a cage with paperwork wrapped around it like ribbon. You want to take away my legal rights, I said quietly. Marianne gave a slow, patient smile. Denise, nobody wants to take anything. This is about care. Brandon finally spoke, and his voice was softer now, almost pleading, like he wanted to sound like a good son for the record. Mom, he said, you can't see how you're coming across. You're suspicious of everyone. The bank, Lauren, me. You got taken to the hospital, and instead of accepting it, you're accusing. I stared at him. I was taken to the hospital because your wife called 911, I said. Not because I did anything. Lauren lifted her hands slightly. Denise, please don't raise your voice. I hadn't raised it. Not even close. But that was the point. They were building the story right in front of me, sentence by sentence. Marianne leaned forward, voice low, warm, and deadly. We already scheduled an evaluation, she said. Just a basic assessment. It's standard. Once we have that, we can move forward without conflict. My heart lurched. You scheduled what? Brandon flinched, then forced himself to hold steady. It's for your own good, he said. We can go with you. Make it easy. Make it easy. Like I was the problem for resisting. I sat back slowly. My mind felt very clear in that moment, which was almost funny. They were accusing me of instability while I had never felt more awake. I looked at Marianne. Let me ask you something, I said. If you're so concerned about my well-being, why did Lauren call 911 instead of calling me? Why didn't Brandon call me? Why didn't anyone sit down with me like an adult before turning my neighbors into an audience? For a second, nobody spoke. Lauren's eyes tightened. Brandon swallowed. Marianne's smile thinned. Then Marianne said, because you're not always reasonable, Denise. That sentence was so quiet and so cruel I felt it in my teeth. Not always reasonable. Meaning, we can decide when you deserve rights. I stood up slowly. My chair leg scraped the floor, loud in the perfect room. I'm leaving, I said. Lauren's voice sharpened for the first time. Denise, don't do this. You're proving the point. And Brandon, my son, looked at me with a mixture of anger and something like panic. Mom, he said, if you walk out right now, you're making it worse. I stared at him, and in that moment, it finally clicked into place with painful clarity. If I didn't act first, the rest of my life would be a series of meetings where other people decided what I was allowed to do. I grabbed my coat from the hallway without rushing. No tears. No shouting. I wouldn't give them the performance they wanted. When I stepped outside, the cold air hit my face like a slap. Across the street, Gloria's car lights blinked once, like a signal. I didn't know exactly what my next move was yet. But I knew one thing for sure. This wasn't a family disagreement anymore. It was a takeover. Gloria didn't ask questions when I got back into her car. She just unlocked the doors and turned the heat up, like she knew my bones were cold in a way the weather couldn't explain. I sat there with my hands in my lap, staring straight ahead at Dr. Whitmore's house across the street. Warm lights. Neat curtains. A place built to look safe and respectable. And inside that place, my son had let them say the word guardianship like it was a kind favor. Gloria pulled away from the curb slowly. "You okay?" she asked, eyes on the road. "I'm not in danger of fainting," I said. "If that's what you mean." Gloria's mouth tightened. "I mean, are you safe?" That question hit me harder than anything Marianne said. Because I didn't know how to answer it. Safe from what? From a break-in? From getting pushed again into an ER? From being labeled unfit to manage my own life? "Take me home," I said. "And then? I need to make calls." Back at my place, Gloria insisted on walking me to the front door. I unlocked it and stepped inside. The house felt different now. Not because anything had changed physically. Same couch, same lamp, same framed photo of Brandon when he graduated, but because I could no longer pretend this was just my home. It was an asset someone was trying to extract. Gloria hovered in my kitchen while I took off my coat. "Call Owen," she said. "Now." I nodded, and I did. Owen answered like he'd been expecting it. "Denise. My son's mother-in-law said the word guardianship," I told him. I didn't add drama. I didn't describe the table settings or the wine glass. Just the word. Because that word carried its own weight. There was a pause on the line. Then Owen said, "Okay. Then we move fast." My throat tightened. "What do I do?" "You hire an elder law attorney," he said. "Not a general practice lawyer. Elder law. Someone who knows what undue influence looks like and how guardianship abuse works." I rubbed my forehead with the heel of my hand. "I don't even know where to start." "Start with referrals," Owen said. "Your community. Your local bar association. And tonight, you do not text your son. You do not argue. You do not send an emotional message." Gloria mouthed. "Good." Owen continued, "Everything you say can be used to support their narrative. They're baiting you, Denise. Don't bite." I felt that familiar heat in my chest, the kind that wants to turn into words, into shouting. "I'm not bait," I said. "I know," Owen replied. "But the system doesn't care what you are. It cares what it can categorize." When I hung up, I sat at my kitchen table and stared at my phone like it was a weapon I didn't know how to hold. Gloria poured me a glass of water and slid it across the table. "You need someone who can speak their language," she said. "Because they're using words like weapons." That night, I didn't sleep much. I made a list instead. Not a pretty list. Just a plain one on notebook paper, in my own handwriting, because writing makes things real. A 911 call/ambulance. A ER evaluation. A Gloria's doorbell video. A bank POA flag. A mortgage letter/HELOC inquiry. A missing spare key. A guardianship dinner meeting. A texts from Brandon. A anything else moved in the house. I wrote it all down like I was building a timeline for a jury. And the strangest part was, it steadied me. When you're older, you learn something about survival. You can't always control what happens to you, but you can control what you keep. I kept the facts. The next morning, Gloria drove me again. I hated that I needed the help, but I didn't trust my own focus yet. My mind felt sharp, but my body felt like it was dragging behind me, still trying to catch up with what had happened. We went to a small office park on the edge of town. Nothing fancy. Beige building. Frosted glass doors. A sign that simply said, Chen Law, Elder Law and AMP, Estates. Her name was Maya Chen. She came into the waiting room herself and shook my hand. She looked to be in her late 30s or early 40s, hair pulled back, no-nonsense posture, eyes that didn't dance around the truth. "Ms. Carter," she asked. Denise, I said. Then I hesitated and added, I'm sorry, Don't apologize, she cut in gently. Come on. Her office smelled like paper and coffee. Real smells. No scented candles. No performance. She sat across from me and said, Tell me what happened from the beginning. But keep it simple. Dates, times, what was said, what you have in writing. That instruction alone made me breathe easier. I talked for nearly an hour. I told her about the 911 call, the ER, the bank manager, Owen, the POA, the Hellock letter, the missing key, the dinner meeting. Marianne saying, capacity declines subtly, like I was already halfway gone. Maya didn't interrupt much. She wrote notes in neat, small handwriting. And when I finished, she leaned back and said something that I will never forget. The first rule, she said, is you don't give them your tears. I blinked. Excuse me. Maya tapped her pen once against the paper. People who do this rely on emotional reactions. If you look panicked or angry, they write unstable next to your name. You're allowed to feel everything you feel. But we choose carefully where you show it. Gloria exhaled behind me, like she'd been holding her breath for hours. Maya continued, second rule, we document everything. The bank notices, the mortgage letter, your texts, the ER report. And we request records. We create a timeline that is boringly precise. Boringly precise. The most comforting phrase I'd heard in days. Third rule, she said, you do not meet them alone. I swallowed. They already think I'm paranoid. Maya's face stayed calm. Let them think whatever they want. Paranoia is fear without facts. You have facts. Then she said, now, the POA. Do you have a copy? I handed it over. Maya looked at it for less than a minute before her jaw tightened. This looks like an attempt at a clean fraud, she said. Not a sloppy one. Notarized. Formatted correctly. Submitted in a narrow time window. That suggests planning. I felt my stomach twist again. Planning. The word again. Maya looked up. Do you know who notarized it? I don't, I said. But the lender mentioned seeing it too. And Dr. Whitmore, she's connected. She knows people. Maya nodded slowly. We'll pull the notary log if we need to. We'll see the date, location, and what identification was used. I stared at her. Can you really do that? Maya's voice didn't change. Yes. And if they're moving toward guardianship, we'll be ready. When she said guardianship, I flinched. I hated that I flinched. Maya noticed. Denise, she said, guardianship is supposed to protect people who truly can't protect themselves. But it gets abused. Especially when property is involved. The key is we respond with evidence, not emotion. I nodded, but my throat was tight. I thought about Brandon as a little boy, falling asleep in the back seat with his mouth open, trusting the world. I thought about the man he'd become, sitting at that perfect dining table, letting his wife and her mother talk about my rights like they were optional. Maya slid a sheet of paper toward me. I want you to do something today, she said. Make copies of every important document you have. Keep them somewhere they cannot access. And change your locks. Immediately. Gloria leaned forward. The spare key is missing. Maya's eyes sharpened. That's important, she said. Write that down. When did you last see it? When did you notice it was gone? Any proof of entry? Even if nothing was stolen, it matters. I nodded, suddenly grateful Gloria had pushed me to check. Maya then asked something that surprised me. Tell me about your former employer, she said. The one who passed away. I blinked. Why? Because, Maya said, sometimes these situations escalate when there's another asset involved. Inheritance. Life insurance. Anything they might suspect exists. My stomach tightened. I hadn't told Maya this part because I wasn't sure it was relevant yet. I wasn't even sure it was real. I swallowed. Her attorney hasn't contacted me, I said. Not yet. I don't know if there's anything. Maya nodded. Okay. But if someone reaches out, you tell me immediately. We left her office with a plan. Not a wish. Not a hope. A plan. On the drive home, Gloria was quiet for a while. Then she said, "How do you feel?" I stared out the window at the wet roads, the grey sidewalks, people walking dogs like their lives were normal. "I feel like I'm watching my own life from across the street," I said. Gloria didn't answer, because there wasn't a tidy answer. When we got back to my house, I saw a white envelope tucked into my doorframe like someone had been there recently. My breath caught. It wasn't from Brandon. It wasn't from the bank. It was from a law firm. Heavy paper. Embossed lettering. My name printed neatly across the front. I carried it into the kitchen, my fingers suddenly numb again. Gloria stood behind me, close enough that I could feel her presence like warmth. I opened it slowly. The first line made my stomach drop in a completely different way. "We represent the estate of Catherine Hollis." Catherine Hollis. My late employer. I read the next lines twice, because my brain refused to take them in all at once. There were condolences. Formal language. And then, the sentence that changed the air in my kitchen. "Ms. Carter, you have been named a beneficiary in Ms. Hollis's trust." My hand covered my mouth before I could stop it. Gloria whispered, "Oh my God." I kept reading. It wasn't just a mention. It was specific. Structured. Legal. Real. A trust. Assets. Protections. A contact number for the estate attorney. A request to schedule a meeting. And then the line at the bottom. Small print, but sharp as a blade. "Please do not share details with anyone until counsel is present." I sat down hard in my chair. Because suddenly, Lauren's porch sentence, "handle the paperwork," had a whole new meaning. They weren't just trying to manage my checking account. They were trying to control whatever they believed was coming. I looked at Gloria and felt my voice come out low and steady. "I'm not telling Brandon," I said. Gloria nodded. Fierce. Good. I stared at the letter, my mind already moving, already connecting dots. And for the first time since the sirens, something inside me shifted. Not joy. Not revenge. A clean, cold clarity. If they thought I was unstable before, they were about to get much worse. Because now, I knew exactly why they had tried to keep me overnight. Now, I knew what paperwork really meant. And now, I was done being quiet. I didn't tell Brandon about the letter from Catherine Hollis's estate. I didn't even tell him I'd received a letter at all. That might sound cold, especially coming from a mother. But at my age, you learn the difference between secrecy and safety. What I was doing wasn't punishment. It was self-protection. That afternoon, I called the number on the letter and left a message. My voice was calm, polite, almost boring. I gave my name, my phone number, and one sentence. "I'd like to schedule the meeting, and I have counsel." I said, "Counsel," because Maya told me to. "Don't walk into anything alone," she'd said. Not with them, and not with other people connected to them. While I waited for a call back, Gloria and I did the practical stuff. We changed my locks the same day. A locksmith came out with a little case of tools and a tired face like he'd seen every version of human mess. I didn't give him a full story. I just said, someone had access they shouldn't have had. He nodded like that was enough. When he pulled the old lock cylinder out, he glanced at me and said, "You'd be surprised how often it's family." "I'm not surprised," I said, and my voice didn't shake. Gloria helped me install a simple door camera too. Nothing fancy. Just something that recorded, with timestamps. She stood on my porch holding the little bracket while I steadied the drill. My hands were steadier than they'd been in days, Because there's something grounding about using your body for a clear purpose. That night, I printed copies of everything. The mortgage letter, the bank notice, Brandon's texts, screenshots, dates, times, even my discharge paperwork from the ER. I started a folder the way I used to start folders for Brandon's school when he was little. Labeled, organized, clipped. Back then I did it to keep him on track. Now I was doing it to keep myself from being erased. The next morning, the estate attorney called me back. His name was Raj Patel. His voice was warm but careful, like he'd learned to keep a respectful distance from other people's grief. "Ms. Carter," he said, "first, I'm very sorry for your loss. Catherine spoke highly of you for years." I thanked him, and I meant it. Catherine had been one of the few people in my life who never treated me like I belonged beneath her. She taught me small things: how to read a contract without panic, how to ask questions without apologizing, how to sit up straight in a room full of wealthy people and still feel like I had a right to breathe the same air. Mr. Patel asked if I could come in for a meeting. Maya told me to bring the letter and bring my ID, and she came with me. I remember sitting in that law office waiting room, watching the receptionist type with quick fingers, thinking how strange it was that my whole life could shift based on paper. When Mr. Patel brought us into his office, he was professional, but not cold. He offered tea. Maya declined. I accepted, because my hands needed something to hold. He explained the trust slowly. Not in a dramatic way. Just facts. Catherine had named me as the primary beneficiary. The assets weren't a single pile of cash. They were structured: investments, accounts, property interests, held in a way that was meant to protect me from anyone trying to pressure or manipulate me. Then he said the number. "Approximately 8 million in total assets," he said. I didn't gasp. I didn't cry. I just sat very still, because my mind went straight to Brandon's face at the dinner table, the word guardianship sliding out like a tool. Maya's pen moved across her notepad, steady. Mr. Patel continued. "Catherine anticipated that this kind of situation can happen, family members suddenly becoming very interested. She included protective clauses. Any attempt by third parties to seize control through undue influence can trigger additional restrictions." I heard my own voice, low and tight. "So if my son tries?" Mr. Patel held up a hand gently. "If anyone tries. The trust is designed to protect you." Maya spoke then. "Denise has a fraudulent power of attorney being circulated," she said. "We want that documented. We also want to ensure no communication goes to any unauthorized person." Mr. Patel nodded. "Understood. We will communicate only through you and counsel." When we left, my legs felt strange. Not weak. Just like I was walking in a new life I didn't recognize yet. In the parking lot, Maya stopped and looked at me. "Listen carefully," she said. "This changes their behavior. Even if they don't know the details yet, they will sense something. They will push harder. They will rush." I stared at the asphalt. "So it gets worse." "It gets sharper," she corrected. "But now you're not alone, and now you're protected. We just have to be disciplined." Disciplined. Another word older women understand. It means don't let your emotions spend your future. That afternoon, Brandon texted again. "Brandon, we need to meet. You walked out on us like a teenager. Mom, please. Just sign what we discussed and we can move forward peacefully." My stomach turned, not because I was shocked, but because he confirmed exactly what Maya predicted. Sign what we discussed. Like my rights were a form he could collect. Maya read the text and didn't even blink. "They want your signature," she said. "That means they know their document is shaky. They want fresh ink." I swallowed. "What do I do?" Maya leaned forward. "We give them what they want," she said, "but on our terms." I stared at her. "What does that mean?" "It means we set a meeting in a public place with cameras," she said. "A bank conference room, a cafe, somewhere that records. We bring a witness. We keep the conversation polite. We let them talk. We let them show intent. My mouth went dry. I don't want to play games. This isn't a game, Maya said, voice firm. This is how you protect yourself. They tried to paint you unstable. We're going to show you stable and them controlling. Gloria came with me to Maya's office the next day. Gloria didn't speak much. She just sat in the corner with her hands folded like she was in church, listening to Maya explain what we were doing. Maya prepared a packet. It looked ordinary. Clean pages. Standard formatting. The kind of paperwork people sign without reading closely if they're arrogant enough. She slid it across the desk and tapped the top page. This is a notice of fraud and revocation, she said. It states you did not authorize the POA. It demands they cease using your name. It requires acknowledgement of receipt. She flipped to the next page. This one is a statement, she said. It outlines that you were taken to the ER after a 911 call initiated by Lauren, and that afterward, financial documents appeared. Again, acknowledgement. Then she looked me dead in the eye. They think you're coming to sign their papers, she said. Instead, you're going to put these in front of them. They will either refuse, good for us, or they will sign, thinking it doesn't matter, better for us. Gloria muttered. Lord. My throat tightened. And if they don't sign? Then we still win, Maya said. Because we document their refusal. But people like this usually can't resist signing when they think it gives them power. I didn't sleep much the night before the meeting. Not from fear of them. From grief. The quiet kind. Because no mother dreams of setting a trap for her own child. But there I was, folding my coat over the back of a chair like I was getting ready for court. The next afternoon, we met at a small bank branch with private meeting rooms. Owen had arranged it under the pretense of account clarification, so there was a legitimate reason we were there. That mattered. Brandon arrived first. He looked tired, but not sad. Lauren arrived behind him, composed as always, carrying a slim folder like a weapon wrapped in office supplies. When they saw me, Brandon's face softened for half a second. Mom, he said, gentle now. We just want to fix this. Lauren smiled politely. Hi, Denise. I sat down slowly and placed my purse on the chair beside me. Gloria sat a few seats back in the lobby area, pretending to read a pamphlet. Owen stood near the doorway of the meeting room, arms relaxed, watching like a man who'd learned to keep his expressions neutral. I kept my voice quiet and steady. I'm here, I said. Tell me what you want. Lauren slid her folder forward. We need you to sign consent for an evaluation, she said, and sign updated authorization so we can help manage things until you're stable again. Until you're stable again. Like stability was something they could grant me, like a library card. Brandon leaned in. Mom, just do this and we can move on. No more drama. I nodded once, like I was considering it. Then I reached into my own folder, Maya's packet, and slid it across the table instead. I'm willing to sign paperwork, I said softly. But first I need you to sign this. Lauren's smile faltered. What is that? Just acknowledgement, I said, still calm. That you've received my statement and my notice. It's standard. Lauren glanced at Brandon. Brandon's jaw tightened. He looked at Owen near the door, then back at me. You're doing this on purpose, he said, voice low. I kept my eyes on him. I'm doing it carefully, I replied. Lauren flipped through the pages quickly, eyes scanning like she was looking for a trap and not finding it. That's the thing about people who lie. Sometimes they assume everyone else lies the same way. This is ridiculous, Lauren said, but her voice wasn't as confident as she wanted it to be. Brandon pushed the packet back toward me. Mom, we're not signing your little. Owen spoke for the first time, quiet and firm. It's an acknowledgement of receipt, he said. Refusing to acknowledge receipt of a formal notice doesn't make the notice disappear. Lauren's eyes flashed. She hated being corrected by someone who wasn't in her family circle. Brandon exhaled hard, like he was trying to keep control of himself. "Fine," he said. "Whatever. If it makes you stop." And that, right there, was the moment I knew Maya was right. He didn't read. He didn't ask questions. He just wanted compliance. He wanted speed. Brandon signed. Lauren signed. 2 quick signatures at the bottom of the page, both of them acting like it didn't matter. I watched the ink settle into the paper like a small, quiet door closing behind them. Lauren slid the packet back to me with a tight smile. "There," she said. "Happy." I kept my face calm, even though my pulse was pounding in my throat. I picked up the signed pages carefully, placed them back into my folder, and zipped it closed. Then I looked at my son, really looked at him, and said, "Thank you." He blinked, confused. "For what?" I didn't answer that. Not yet. Because the point of discipline is knowing when to speak and when to let the paper speak for you. I stood up slowly, smoothed my sweater, and walked out of the meeting room without rushing. Gloria lifted her head when she saw me. I gave her the smallest nod. And as we stepped into the cold air outside the bank, my phone buzzed with a new text from Brandon. "Brandon, now that you've signed, we can proceed." I stared at those words until they went blurry. Because the truth was, he was right. We could proceed. Just not the way he thought. The week between that bank meeting and the court date felt like living with a low-grade fever. Nothing looked wrong from the outside. I still made coffee in the morning. I still took my trash out. I still nodded at neighbors when I saw them. But underneath all that, my mind was running numbers and dates and names like a machine. Maya moved fast. That was the first thing I learned about good lawyers. They don't waste emotion. They waste nothing. She filed the fraud notice formally. She requested records from the bank. She asked for the ER notes. She made copies of everything: Gloria's doorbell video, screenshots of Brandon's texts, the Hellick letter, the lock change receipt, the missing spare keynote. And then, just like she predicted, Brandon rushed. A courier delivered the court papers on a Tuesday afternoon. I opened the envelope on my kitchen table and stared at the heading until my eyes burned. Petition for guardianship. I expected my stomach to drop. It did. But something else happened too. Something quiet and strange. I didn't feel shocked. I felt confirmed. Because once your own child says the word out loud, once they schedule an evaluation without telling you, once they try to use the system to manage you like a problem, there are only so many places they can go next. Guardianship is where they go when they want the law to do their dirty work. Gloria was sitting in the chair across from me, hands wrapped around a mug of tea. She read the first page, then looked up with a face that was more anger than fear. "He really did it," she said. "He really did," I replied. Maya called within an hour, like she already knew. "They filed," she said. "Okay." We respond. And we show the judge this isn't concern. This is control. That night, I barely slept. Not because I was panicking, but because grief has its own insomnia. It keeps you awake with old memories you didn't ask for. I kept thinking about Brandon at 8 years old, sick on the couch, letting me hold a cold cloth to his forehead. I kept thinking about how many times I had said, "I've got you," and meant it with my whole life. And now he was telling a court I couldn't manage my own. On the morning of the hearing, I dressed the same way I dressed for Marianne's dinner. Simple, plain, no jewelry except my watch. No perfume. Hair pulled back. I wore shoes that didn't click too loud. I didn't want to feel like I was performing, but I also understood something painful. When you're older, your appearance gets interpreted as a clue. Maya met me at the courthouse entrance. She held a file folder so thick it looked like a small brick. Owen was there too, not in a suit, but in a clean jacket, calm posture, eyes scanning like he'd been trained to notice exits and cameras. Gloria came, of course. She sat on a bench nearby with her hands folded, like she was there for church again. "You ready?" Maya asked me. I took a slow breath. "I'm here," I said. "That's all I can promise." Inside the courthouse, everything smelled like old paper and floor cleaner. People whispered. Shoes squeaked. A man in handcuffs walked past, head down. A young woman cried quietly into a tissue. And in the middle of all that, my life was just another case number. When I saw Brandon, my chest tightened anyway. He was sitting with Lauren and Dr. Whitmore. Brandon wore a collared shirt, sleeves pressed. Lauren wore a cream coat and a sympathetic face. Marianne looked composed, the way she always did, like she was above the mess even while making it. Brandon glanced at me. Our eyes met. For a second, I saw something there, something like shame. Then Lauren touched his arm lightly, and his face hardened again. Like a switch flipped. We went into the hearing room. It wasn't like TV. No dramatic lighting. No shouting. Just a judge at a desk, a clerk, and people speaking into the quiet like they were reciting facts from a manual. The judge was an older woman, maybe in her 60s. Sharp eyes. Tired expression. The kind of face that had seen every way families can hurt each other while pretending it's love. She looked at Brandon first. "Mr. Carter," she said, "you're petitioning for guardianship over your mother, Denise Carter. Tell me why." Brandon stood. His voice was steady, almost gentle. "Your Honor," he said, "I'm not doing this to hurt my mom. I'm doing it because I'm genuinely worried. She's been acting erratically. She was taken to the hospital recently because she was unstable. She's accusing my wife and her family of trying to steal from her. She's making financial decisions suddenly. She's isolated. We're scared something bad is going to happen." There it was, delivered cleanly. A story that sounded responsible if you didn't know the truth. Lauren nodded at the right moments, eyes soft, as if she were quietly suffering through a tragedy she never asked for. Marianne sat with her hands folded, the picture of concerned professionalism. The judge turned to Maya. "Ms. Chen." Maya stood and didn't raise her voice. She didn't roll her eyes. She didn't act outraged. She simply said, "Your Honor, this petition is not about Ms. Carter's incapacity. It's about coercive control and attempted financial exploitation." The judge's eyes narrowed slightly. Maya continued, "Ms. Carter is oriented, employed until recently, manages her own affairs, and has no diagnosed condition impairing her decision-making. What she does have is a documented pattern of her son and daughter-in-law attempting to seize control of her finances under the guise of concern." Brandon's jaw tightened. Lauren's eyes flashed, then softened again. Maya asked the judge permission to present exhibits. The judge nodded. The first exhibit was simple. Brandon's text messages. Maya read them aloud, slowly, letting the words sit in the room. "Why are you making this difficult? Just sign and we can move on. Now that you've signed, we can proceed." The judge looked at Brandon. "Proceed with what, Mr. Carter?" Brandon's face reddened. "I meant proceed with helping her," he said quickly. "With making arrangements." Maya didn't argue. She moved to the next exhibit. "The ER visit," she said. "Initiated by a 911 call made by Ms. Carter's daughter-in-law." Lauren's head lifted. "I called because I was scared," she said. Maya nodded slightly. "We're going to address that. But first, I'd like the court to hear the audio from Ms. Hayes' doorbell camera." Gloria's name. My neighbor. My witness. The one person who saw through it fast enough to protect me. Maya played the clip. Lauren's voice filled the room, clear and calm. "Just tell them she's not in her right mind. They'll keep her overnight. And we can handle the paperwork." The room went quiet in a way that felt physical. The judge stared at Lauren. "Ms. Carter was kept overnight?" "No," Lauren said quickly. "She was evaluated and discharged." I didn't mean. Marianne shifted in her chair for the first time, posture tightening. The judge turned to Brandon. And you were present for this conversation? Brandon swallowed. Your Honor, my wife was stressed. She didn't mean it like that. Maya's voice stayed even. Your Honor, stress doesn't explain the next part. She held up a copy of the durable power of attorney on bank record, along with the bank's fraud flag notice and Owen's statement. Owen stood when Maya called him. He spoke like a man who knew how to keep his words clean. I reviewed the POA submitted, Owen said. It raised red flags. Timing, presentation, signature inconsistencies. And there were follow-up inquiries consistent with someone attempting to test whether institutions would accept it. The judge asked, were funds removed? Owen shook his head. Not at the bank level, Your Honor. We froze certain actions pending verification. But there were inquiries. Maya presented the mortgage letter next. Hellick inquiry. Not completed, but initiated. The judge's eyes narrowed again, this time at Brandon. Mr. Carter, she said, why was there a home equity inquiry in your mother's name? Brandon's mouth opened, closed, opened again. I don't know, he said. Lauren spoke fast. Your Honor, we were trying to consolidate. Marianne cut in smoothly. This is being misinterpreted. Families often help older relatives manage finances. Denise has been emotionally reactive. The judge held up her hand. Dr. Whitmore, you're not a clinician in this context. You're a family member by marriage. I'm going to ask you to refrain from presenting opinions as diagnosis. Marianne's lips pressed tight. For the first time, she looked less like a professor and more like a person who'd lost control of the room. Maya then handed the judge the signed acknowledgement pages from the bank meeting. Your Honor, Maya said, these are signatures from Mr. Carter and Ms. Carter's daughter-in-law acknowledging receipt of formal notice that Ms. Carter disputes the POA and alleges fraud. The judge looked down at the signatures. Then she looked up at Brandon. You were formally notified, she said. And you proceeded to file guardianship anyway. Brandon's face went pale, then red. I filed because she's spiraling, he said, voice rising despite himself. She's accusing us of everything. She stormed out of a family meeting. She's blocking us. She's acting like we're enemies. The judge leaned forward slightly. Mr. Carter, she said, sometimes when people set boundaries, it feels like hostility to those who benefited from having none. That sentence hit me so hard I had to blink twice. The judge turned toward me. Ms. Carter, she said, do you want to speak? My throat tightened. Maya looked at me, just for a second, and nodded once. I stood slowly. I didn't grip the podium. I didn't point. I didn't glare. I kept my voice low, the way I talk when I'm telling the truth and I don't need it decorated. Your Honor, I said, I'm not confused. I'm hurt. There's a difference. My son and his wife called an ambulance on me because I told them I was stepping back from work after my employer passed. Instead of asking how I was, they talked about money. Then this paperwork appeared. A power of attorney I didn't sign. A lender inquiry tied to my home. And then they sat me at a table and talked about guardianship like it was already decided. I paused, because my voice wanted to crack. I didn't let it. I'm not asking the court to punish them, I said. I'm asking the court not to hand them my life. The judge sat back and was quiet for a moment. You could hear someone in the hallway cough. A chair creak. Small sounds. Then she spoke. I am not granting this petition, she said. Based on what I've seen today, there is insufficient evidence that Ms. Carter lacks capacity. There is, however, reason to be concerned about undue influence and attempted financial exploitation. Brandon's head jerked up. Lauren's mouth fell slightly open. Marianne went very still. The judge continued, I am ordering that the disputed power of attorney be treated as invalid pending further review. and I strongly advise Ms. Carter to pursue protective orders through appropriate channels. I also recommend referral to Adult Protective Services for assessment of potential financial abuse. Her gavel didn't slam like in movies. She simply made it final with her voice. And just like that, the cage they tried to build around me cracked. We walked out of the room slowly. My knees felt weak, not from fear this time, but from the sheer release of pressure. In the hallway, Brandon moved fast, stepping in front of me. "Mom," he hissed, low so others wouldn't hear, "you didn't have to do this." I looked at him. Really looked at him. "You did this," I said quietly. His eyes flashed with something ugly. Lauren grabbed his arm. "Not here," she murmured. Marianne stared at me with that cold, educated disgust, like I'd embarrassed her in public. Like I'd made the wrong kind of noise. Maya guided me toward the exit. Gloria followed, close behind. Owen stayed near us like a quiet wall. Outside, the winter air hit my face and I felt it. Freedom, yes. But also something else. Because I saw Brandon's expression as he turned away. It wasn't relief. It wasn't sadness. It was calculation. And as I stood on the courthouse steps, coat pulled tight around me, I understood something that made my stomach twist all over again. I had won today. But my son wasn't finished. Not because he missed me. Because he hated losing control. After the hearing, I thought the worst part would be over. That was my mistake. When you've spent most of your life trying to keep peace, you assume other people eventually get tired too. You assume they'll calm down, cool off, accept reality. You assume your own child, even if he's angry, won't keep digging the knife once the room is empty. But Brandon didn't calm down. He just changed weapons. The first sign was subtle. The looks. 3 days after court, I went to the little grocery store a few blocks from my house. The same one I've shopped at for years. I wasn't dressed up. Just my coat, a scarf, and my list in my pocket. I walked in, grabbed a basket, started down the produce aisle. And people stared. Not the normal quick glance. Not the polite nod. Long looks. Lingering. Like they were trying to match my face to something they'd seen. At the checkout, the cashier, young kid, usually chatty with me, barely made eye contact. He scanned my items fast and stiff. When he handed me the receipt, his hand brushed mine and he flinched like I'd shocked him. I drove home with my stomach tight, telling myself it was my imagination. That I was still raw from court. That not everything is about me. That afternoon, Monica called. Monica wasn't just a friend. She was the young woman who lived 2 streets over, the one who helped carry my groceries once when my knee was acting up. She'd also been one of the few people who spoke to me after the ambulance night without treating me like a rumor. Her voice on the phone sounded careful. "Ms. Carter," she said, then corrected herself quickly. "Denise. I wanted to check on you." I sat down at my kitchen table, because again, old habit. "I'm okay," I said. "Why?" There was a pause, like she was choosing the least painful way to say something. "People are talking," she said. My throat tightened. "Talking about what?" Monica exhaled. "There's a video. A live stream. Brandon's been doing it every day." I felt the air leave my lungs in a slow, ugly way. "A live stream?" "Yes," she said. "On StreamNet. He titled it, 'My Mother Abandoned Me.'" For a second, I couldn't speak. My hand went to the edge of the table, gripping the wood. Monica kept going, voice quiet. "He's not saying anything outright. Like, he's not calling you a criminal. He's doing something worse. He's crying. He's telling people you're cold. That you cut him off. That you're not well." I closed my eyes. I could see him already. My son with his face angled toward a camera, using the same eyes that once looked up at me from a hospital bed when he was little, now using them to sell a story. "People believe him," Monica whispered. "Some of them, anyway. And the comments are, Denise, they're awful. I opened my eyes and stared at my kitchen wall like it was the only solid thing in the room. What kind of awful? I asked, though I already knew. Monica hesitated. They're calling you heartless. Saying you deserve to be alone. Some people are trying to figure out where you live. They're posting your street. Your photo. It's spreading. My skin went cold. My address. Not the exact number yet, she said quickly. But close enough. After I hung up, I sat there for a long time without moving. It wasn't just humiliation. It was danger. When you're older, you learn that public cruelty doesn't just hurt feelings. It invites real-world consequences. People show up. People throw things. People decide they have the right to punish you because the internet told them you're a villain. I called Maya immediately. She didn't sound surprised. She sounded like she'd been waiting for this phone call. This is retaliation, she said. And it's strategic. He lost in court, so now he's trying to win in public opinion. He's building a narrative that you're unstable and cruel, so if he tries again legally, he'll have evidence in the form of public sentiment. My mouth tasted like metal. Can we stop it? Yes, Maya said. We can demand takedown for defamation and harassment. We can file. But, Denise, if you want the fastest reversal, sometimes the best move is not a legal letter. What is it then? I asked. Maya paused for half a second. Control the story, she said. With proof. I looked down at my folder on the table, the same folder that had become my lifeline. Bank notices. Texts. Doorbell video. Signed acknowledgements. And now, something even bigger sitting inside my desk drawer. The letter about Catherine's trust. Proof, I repeated. Yes, Maya said. But carefully. Don't do anything impulsive. If you engage publicly, you do it with structure. Calm tone. Documents. No ranting. No insults. I almost laughed. Not because it was funny, but because the absurdity of it hit me. Here I was, a 59-year-old woman who grew up writing checks and making phone calls, now being told to control the story on a live stream like some teenager. But the truth is, my son forced me into his arena. That evening, I finally watched his stream. I didn't want to. I hated giving him the satisfaction of my attention. But Maya was right. You can't fight smoke without seeing where the fire is. His face filled my phone screen. He'd positioned the camera just right. Soft lighting, a blank wall behind him, a hoodie that made him look younger. Vulnerable. He spoke slowly, voice rough like he'd been crying. People think I'm a monster, he said, looking down, then up, eyes watery. But I'm just a son who wants his mom back. She won't even talk to me. She got money and suddenly she changed. She blocked me. She's living like a queen while I'm struggling. The comment section flew by so fast I could barely read it. Sweet boy. That woman is evil. You deserve better. Drop her address. Then Brandon said, my mom worked as a live-in caregiver for rich people for years. She left me alone when I was young. She never cared. Now she's acting like we tried to steal from her. That's crazy. We only wanted to help her. Help her. He said it the same way he said it in court. But online, it sounded noble. Sacrificial. I turned the phone off and sat in the dark living room, the glow from the streetlight slipping through my curtains. And that's when I realized something that made me stop shaking. He wasn't just angry. He was building a business. Donations. Sympathy. Followers. Attention. He'd found a way to monetize the story of my pain. My phone buzzed with a text from an unknown number. You're a disgusting mother. Then another. We know where you live. Then a third. Go apologize to your son. I stared at the screen until my vision blurred. Gloria came over within minutes when I called her. She didn't knock. She used the code I'd given her after the lock change. She walked in like a storm contained in a small body. Give me the phone, she said. I handed it over. She read the messages, and her face turned hard. "This is harassment," she said. "This is what I was afraid of." I sat down, and for the first time since the ambulance, I let myself cry, but only for a moment, only into my own hands, only with Gloria in the room. Then I wiped my face. Because Maya's first rule came back: don't give them your tears. Not where they can use them. I stood up and went to my desk. I pulled out the estate letter again. I read the line I'd read 100 times already. Do not share details with anyone until counsel is present. I wasn't going to talk about the trust. Not yet. That money was protected. And if Brandon knew, he would get uglier. Faster. But I didn't need to reveal that to ruin his story. I had enough without it. I had the doorbell video. I had the fraudulent POA. I had the mortgage inquiry letter. I had his texts: "Now that you've signed, we can proceed." And I had the court's denial. That night, I made a decision that felt strange, but right. I registered my own StreamNet account. I chose a simple username: Denise Carter Truth. And I created a channel title that was calm and direct. "I'm the mother Brandon says abandoned him." Gloria stared at me like I'd grown a second head. "You're really doing this?" "I didn't choose this," I said. "He dragged me into it. And if I stay quiet, I become whatever he says I am." I didn't go live immediately. Maya told me not to rush. So I prepared like I was preparing a lesson plan, because that's what my brain knows how to do. I wrote bullet points on paper. Not on a screen. Paper keeps you honest. I raised Brandon. I paid for everything I could. I did not abandon him. I set boundaries after attempted financial control. Here is proof. I am calm. I am capable. This is harassment. The next morning, Maya came to my house with her laptop and her steady voice. "We do this once," she said. "Not a daily war. One clean statement. Evidence. Then we let the law handle the rest." I nodded. Maya helped me upload the documents, redacting sensitive information. She showed me how to blur addresses, how to hide account numbers. She treated it like work, not drama. Before we went live, I did one last thing. I opened Brandon's stream and sent a donation. Not a huge one. Just enough to make my name appear in his chat feed, bright and undeniable. Then I typed a single line. "Hi. I'm the mother you've been talking about. I'm live right now. I'll show the facts." And I hit go live. The viewer count climbed faster than I expected. Dozens, then hundreds, then thousands. People love a spectacle, and my son had built the stage for me. I looked into the camera and kept my voice steady. "My name is Denise Carter," I said. "I'm 59. I'm not confused. I'm not unstable. I'm a mother who is tired of being lied about." The comments flew by. Some were cruel. Some were curious. Some were cheering. I didn't respond to the noise. I followed my paper. "I'm not here to insult my son," I said. "I'm here to correct the record. Brandon says I abandoned him. That I cut him off for no reason. That I'm making things up. So I'm going to show you why I set boundaries." Then I played the doorbell clip. Lauren's voice filled my live stream, just like it filled the courtroom. "Keep her overnight. And we can handle the paperwork." The chat slowed for a split second. Like the room had inhaled. I continued, calm and direct. "After that night," I said, "a fraudulent power of attorney appeared at my bank. The bank flagged it. Here is the notice. Here is the lender inquiry tied to my home. And here are the texts from Brandon telling me to sign, so they could proceed." I held up my phone to show the screenshots. I posted the documents on screen. Then I said the sentence that mattered most. "If you think supporting a child means being their ATM forever, you're free to believe that. But I raised my son. I don't owe him my legal identity." The comments section exploded. Some people apologized. Some people doubled down. But the tone changed. I could feel it even without reading every line. And then, because people kept asking the same question, why would you do so much for him if you're so cold? I spoke the truth I'd never wanted to speak publicly. There's something else Brandon hasn't told you, I said, voice quiet. Because I never told him until recently either. My hands were steady on the table. I adopted him, I said. The screen filled with question marks. I didn't dramatize it. I didn't make it a tearful reveal. I just said it like it was a fact of my life. I adopted him when he was a baby, I continued. I raised him as my own. I worked multiple jobs when he was sick. I did what any mother would do, because he was my son. Not by blood. By choice. By love. The chat erupted. Some people wrote God bless you. Some wrote that changes everything. Some wrote he's evil. Some wrote prove it. I had expected that. So I uploaded the adoption certificate, redacted where it needed to be, but clear enough to verify. And with that, the foundation of Brandon's story cracked. Because suddenly, abandonment looked different. Suddenly, the woman he called heartless looked like someone who had given a child a life he never would have had otherwise. I watched the viewer count climb again. I watched the comment tone flip, fast and messy like a crowd changing sides. And somewhere in the middle of it, I felt something release in my chest. Not revenge. Relief. Because for the first time in weeks, I wasn't being described. I was speaking. When I ended the stream, my hands finally started shaking again. Adrenaline, not fear. The kind that comes after you stop holding your breath. Maya shut my laptop gently. That's enough, she said. You did what you needed to do. Gloria sat down heavily. Denise, she whispered, you just turned the whole room. I didn't feel triumphant. I felt tired. And then my phone buzzed. A notification from StreamNet. Brandon Carter's account has been temporarily suspended pending review. I stared at it, heart pounding again. Maya looked over my shoulder, expression tight. That's a start, she said. But stay alert. When people lose the microphone, they don't always get quiet. Sometimes they get desperate. I swallowed. Because even as the internet shifted, even as the platform stepped in, I knew my son. He didn't fear being wrong. He feared being powerless. And this time, I wasn't the only one watching. I had cameras on my door. I had a lawyer. I had records. And now, I had something I never wanted to need in the first place. An audience. The morning after my live stream, I woke up before sunrise. Not because I was excited. Not because I felt triumphant. I woke up the way older people wake up after a long day of stress, like my body didn't trust sleep anymore. My eyes opened and my mind immediately went to the same places. The courthouse hallway, Brandon's face, the flood of comments, the ugly texts, the notification that his account had been suspended. I sat on the edge of my bed with my feet on the floor for a full minute before I stood up. I listened. No sirens. No footsteps on my porch. No pounding on the door. Just the quiet hum of the heater and the soft ticking of the clock in the hallway. I walked to the kitchen, started the coffee, and watched the first light come in through the blinds. That slow blue-gray light that makes everything look honest and plain. Gloria texted at 6:47 a.m. Gloria. You okay this morning? Any weird cars? I looked out the window at my street. Nothing. A couple of parked cars. A trash bin tipped slightly from the wind. Me, I'm okay. Quiet so far. A few minutes later, Maya called. Her voice was calm, businesslike. I realized I'd started to associate her tone with safety. Denise, she said, we have two priorities today. 1. Your physical safety. 2. Your financial and legal perimeter. I leaned against my counter and held the phone like it was a lifeline. Tell me what to do. First, she said, We file for a protective order related to harassment and doxing. Even if it doesn't go through immediately, it creates a record. Second, we send a formal notice to StreamNet and to Brandon, through counsel. No direct contact from you. I nodded even though she couldn't see me. Okay. And Denise, she added, do not answer unknown numbers. Do not engage. Let the paper do the talking. That phrase again. Let the paper speak. After I hung up, I didn't feel brave. I felt old. Not in a shameful way. In a tired way. Like I had lived enough years to know that drama doesn't end when you want it to. It ends when the system finally catches up. By 10 a.m., I was sitting in Maya's office with Gloria beside me. Owen joined by phone. Maya had printed everything. Screenshots of harassment messages, the StreamNet suspension notice, the doorbell clip transcript, the court denial, the bank fraud flag, the Hellick inquiry letter. She arranged the documents on her desk like she was laying out pieces of a puzzle and daring anyone to pretend it wasn't a picture. We're going to do 3 things today, she said, tapping her pen lightly. Credit freeze at all 3 bureaus. Fraud alert. And an internal banknote that requires in-person verification for any account action. Gloria whistled quietly. That's serious. Maya didn't look up. It's necessary. I filled out forms, answered questions, signed where I needed to sign. I had never signed so many papers in my life, and the irony wasn't lost on me. Brandon wanted my signature to cage me. Now my signature was building my fence. After that, Maya leaned back and said, now we handle the trust. The trust. The word still felt unreal. Mr. Patel joined a scheduled call and explained the next steps again. How the trust distributions would work, how protections were built in, how communication would stay between me and counsel. He spoke carefully, not like someone trying to impress me with big words. Like someone who understood that I wasn't chasing luxury. I was chasing stability. When the call ended, Maya looked at me. Denise, she said, I know you're tempted to tell Brandon. Or maybe you're tempted to throw it in their faces. I shook my head. I'm not telling him. She nodded once. Good. He doesn't need your number, and he doesn't need your assets. For a moment, I sat there and felt something I hadn't felt in weeks. Not anger. Control. On the way out, Gloria asked quietly, do you want to stop by the police station? Make a report. I thought about it. The me from 10 years ago would have avoided it. The me from last month would have said, it's my son, I don't want to escalate. But my son escalated first. And he didn't hesitate. Yes, I said. We'll report the harassment. The officer at the front desk didn't treat me like I was dramatic or confused. He listened. He took notes.